So basically, it is a cancellation of the missing episode project that they've been doing. Now, the BBC had lost a lot of episodes of Doctor Who because they were cleaning house. Basically, they needed to store more things, and they threw out other things, and we lost a lot of episodes of Doctor Who. Now, lately, there's been a twofold situation. Some of them have been found. Some of the videos have been found. Others, only partial ones. So now what do? If you have a full series episode, you remaster it. But if you have a partial, like the 10th Planet, the Abominable Snowmen, the Invasion, what do you do as far as that? Web of Fear is another one. Well, for a bit, with the help from BBC America, financing from them, animated reconstructions were going on. This started back with the Invasion, and it's nice to see those. And what they did was the thing that was easier to save were the audio portions of these episodes. So you had the audio portions of it. So you've taken the audio and the original scripts, and you looked at it and you reconstructed the story itself and created animated episodes of this, and you put it out. And they've done a lot of them. Well, we have some bad news. The BBC America has pulled their funding from this. With the BBC woes of the licensing fees on there, the BBC will not be able to fund this no longer. So basically, it is a cancellation of the missing episode project that they've been doing. Now, there is one more coming out, and that's going to be the Abominable Snowman, which is the Patrick Troughton. But we're going to read a little bit into this from Screen Rant. Animated reconstructions of the old Doctor Who series have been reportedly canceled due to the BBC's America pulling their funding. Despite the popularity it has enjoyed during the ongoing 58-year run, the legacy of Doctor Who has not always been held with such reverence. As common practice back in the 1960s, several of the original tapes for numerous episodes featuring Hartnell, Troughton as the first and second incarnations of the Doctor were destroyed instead of taking up storage space. You have to remember, these reels are very large back in the day. If you see the reels themselves, these are film reels. Hard to maintain, and you have to maintain them within a certain temperature as well, or they'll degrade because of the materials and chemicals that are on them. While the Doctor Who was the top-rated show in the 1960s, the series is still looked upon as a silly children's science fiction program by the higher-ups at the BBC. That is true. And thus, not much thought was put into the cultural preservation. This attitude only impacted this period of the show, and while fans have tracked down several original, and this is true, some fans have done that, you can look this up, original Doctor Who tapes, 97 episodes remain lost with little hope of turning up. To rectify this, the BBC have experimented with restoring these missing episodes through a medium of animations. Miraculously, the audio recordings of every episode in this period still exist with the actors' dialogue, the sound effects, and the music intact. With this available, the BBC had commissioned several studios to produce accompanying animations that brings new life to the episodes and fills the empty spaces on fans' DVD shelves. These attempts have restored 26 episodes from the 1960s, and even small projects from infamous, unfinished fourth Doctor serial, that's Tom Baker, Shada, completed with animation and new voice work. Yeah, Shada was a different part of the story. If you're not familiar with Shada, it's a great story on there, and I think it happens to be one of the last of the Douglas Adams storylines before his death for Doctor Who. And the reason was that because there was a writer's strike at the time. So basically, it shut everything down. They could not complete it. By the time the strike was over, they could not go back to it. They had to go forward with the season. So they had to continue from a point where basically they couldn't go back. There was, and I have the VHS version of this. There was a version of Shada that was released, and it was done with stills and what video footage they have, and narration by Tom Baker himself. So basically, what was missing was replaced with narration by Tom Baker and some slides. Then they released a newer version which was completely animated. According to the Daily Mirror, the upcoming reconstruction of Patrick Troughton's series, The Abominable Snowman, reportedly will be the last produced for the missing episodes. The apparent reason for this is BBC pulling their funding for the initiative and partnership with BBC Studios, enabling the animations to be produced for DVD and Blu-ray releasing and airing on BBC America afterwards. Well, it's the dwindling ratings on the BBC America as well. The article provides a quote from an insider who elaborates on what it means for the future of the range. It is a real blow for the fans who hope that they would be able to watch every story from the early years. It's a shame the funding is gone. 4 out of the 6 seasons only need one story to be animated to complete them. This will undoubtedly be a disappointment to the fans, as it seems slowly but surely the entire catalog of missing episodes was on track to being restored. The abandonment of the funding seems odd due to the niche but dedicated audience and a sense of prestige around the projects, with several of them being screened in full at British Film Institute. This may be the case of finding a new financier for the projects, as the article posts that the streaming service BritBox, partly set up by the BBC, could step in and fill the position. However, this could take time, meaning that the relatively consistent release schedule of animations that the fans have been used to may be a significant delay. It's true. Someone else can step in for this. You do have crowdfunding. Crowdfunding can be an additional add-on to this. And this could help to remedy the situation. Like I said, they need to finish off all these other stories. These are stories that have not been seen by the average fan as of yet. There have been some reconstructions online, sort of on the high seas to the situation as far as point. Some have been novelized, which are still out there. But to see a full, complete version of the particular stories is still needs to be done. I mean, to see Web of Fear, which was fantastic, on the Evil of the Daleks, Power of the Daleks, seeing the first incarnation of the sonic screwdriver for the first time. That was, it was excellent seeing that. Most people have never seen that before, that didn't see it from the original broadcast from the 1960s. There were many great stories that were lost. Were really lost. The first Dalek story was almost lost. Someone was able to save the first Dalek story. We would have never seen the Daleks for the first time ever on there. And, it is, a need for these restorations. It is needed to show to those who have been in doubt of the whole situation what Doctor Who means to a lot of the fans. There are many fans out there that basically have walked away from, like myself, have walked away from the newer episodes of Doctor Who. You know, for the reason, for the way it's been written, for the way it's been acted, the way the BBC has handled the situation.